some crashing. Eventually saw the police boxing him in.
A wild arrest on a busy downtown street. A stolen pickup truck rams police vehicles.
Tonight, viewer video and eyewitness accounts of a chaotic scene. Good evening. The dramatic and frightening takedown took place in broad daylight Friday afternoon.
Days later, people are still talking about what went down. This as court documents reveal concerning details about the accused in the case. CTV's Janice Golding joins us live from Dundas West with the story. Janice.
Hi, Nathan. Yes, we are live right now at Dufferin on Dundas, the scene of a dramatic takedown last Friday around 3:45 in the afternoon involving a stolen vehicle.
This viewer video obtained by CTV News shows police surrounding a smoking Chevy Silverado, a truck police say a special constable had just spotted and flagged given the vehicle had been reported stolen.
We heard a lot of screeching, some crashing. Eventually saw the police boxing him in. But at that point, we moved to the back of the store in case his truck let loose and came through in front of our store.
Officers in marked cruisers soon surrounded the stolen truck as it was stopped in traffic at Dundas near Dufferin, saying the accused intentionally rammed into two police cars as he tried to get away.
It was really bad, like we never saw. It's like we were watching a really bad movie.
Police then alleged the occupants of the car refused to exit the vehicle. And as you can see, officers ended up smashing a window before dragging two individuals out of the pickup.
Weapons were drawn, trying to get the people in the vehicle to get out. They wouldn't get out. Then had cops like jumping over the vehicle. It was a big ruckus.
So many police. I never saw police with guns in front in my eyes.
A 42-year-old man was arrested and charged with stealing a car, dangerous driving, breaching probation, and operating a vehicle when prohibited from doing so. That same man, according to court documents we've obtained, has a lengthy criminal record. Over just the last 3 years, Christopher Leonardo has faced 30 other charges, including a handful of car thefts, dangerous driving, operation of a motor vehicle while prohibited from doing so, breach of probation, and multiple assaults, including assault with a weapon.
It's just catch and release, catch and release, catch and release. And yeah, that something needs to be done about that.
Because they're supposed to be in jail or some place, then, can do nothing wrong.
That's terrible because he could have hit anybody.
The first thing we did was we closed the doors and locked the doors.
A dramatic and frightening takedown in broad daylight.
To me, I think it's really bad because he's going to do it again.
An incident many in the neighborhood believe should never have happened at all.
38-year-old Mackenzie Whiteman of no fixed address was also charged with possession of property obtained by crime over $5,000. Reporting live from Janice Golding. Now back to Michelle.
Thank you, Janice. One person is dead. Two other people are in hospital following a single vehicle crash on the 401 in Scarborough. This happened just after 10 a.m. in the westbound collector lanes at Meadowvale Road. OPP say the vehicle collided with a guardrail. The driver was pronounced dead at the scene, while two passengers were taken to a local trauma center with serious injuries. The cause of the crash is under investigation.
And police laid charges in a fiery crash on the 427 last night. It happened in the southbound lanes near Bloor around 7:30. OPP say a 31-year-old man was charged with impaired driving, dangerous driving, and stunt driving. His license has been suspended for 90 days, and his vehicle's been impounded for 2 weeks. No injuries were reported.
Also tonight, a historic day in the Ontario legislature as MPPs elect a female speaker for the first time. You'll hear from her in moments.
But first, we're live over Rogers Centre for a big night at the ballpark. The Blue Jays star slugger is back home following a blockbuster deal with the team.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. speaking about his $500 million signing and his desire to stay in Toronto for the rest of his career. CTV's Mike Walker joins us live with the details. Mike.
Well, Michelle, Nathan, this is a record-setting contract for the Toronto Blue Jays. Earlier today, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. said he always wanted to remain a Blue Jay and said factors that led to that decision were the support he received from both the organization and the fan base. With a stroke of a pen, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and the Blue Jays make his massive contract extension official, the most lucrative deal in the team's history.
I want to thank the Blue Jay organization for believing in me.
At $500 million over 14 years, the extension takes effect next season. This deal means the 26-year-old slugger will likely remain a Blue Jay for his entire professional career.
I always think I'm going to be Blue Jay forever, and that's what happened today.
The Jays calling the deal with the four-time All-Star a monumental moment in franchise history.
He's demonstrated that he's among the most impressive offensive performers in the game, that he is brings more joy, which is a form of leadership.
A franchise player the Jays front office is looking to build a championship team around.
It's a great long-term deal that will make the Blue Jays more competitive, increase our chances to win.
This is the first time the Jays are back in Toronto since reaching the deal last week. On the scoreboard inside the dome, a Vladdy montage that simply reads home.
I think it's great for the organization. Nice to see him lock up some hometown talent.
Good deal. Helps the team out, and I think he's worth it.
On his way to second. First signed by the Blue Jays at 16, Guerrero made his debut in 2019. The first baseman is coming off one of his best seasons, winning a Silver Slugger award with 30 home runs. Asked about his decision to stay in Toronto, Vladdy praising the club.
This organization is part of my family.
And the fan base.
When the country give you love, you got to give you the love back, and that's what I'm doing right now.
Now, this is the third largest contract in Major League Baseball behind the Mets' Juan Soto and the Dodgers' Shohei Ohtani. Guerrero doesn't have a home run yet this season, but fans here tonight are hoping he can hit one out of the park to mark this massive contract extension. Reporting live, I'm Mike Walker. Nathan, back to you.
Thank you, Mike. Still ahead, boldly going where no all-female crew has gone before. Blue Origin sends a star-powered group of women into space in the latest trek in out-of-this-world tourism.
But first, let's talk about what's happening down here on Earth. We've gotten some sunshine today. Very comfortable double-digit temperatures, although unsettled at times. Let's bring in Jessica Smith with a look at what we're working with this evening. Jess.
Well, that first round of rain this morning is thanks to a system right now sitting in northern Ontario. It gave us a break for the majority of our afternoon, but it's circling back around just in time for our day tomorrow. Not a ton of rain, but it is going to be noticeable, and some areas could even see a little snow. But for now, we're just holding on to a little late day sunshine. The sunset time now 8 p.m. So we're getting into that sweet spot in this time of the year where we get to see a little more sunshine later in the day. Temperature-wise, it is mild out there. Some areas in that extreme southwestern corner in the 20s as we made our way throughout the day today. We're at 9 through the islands, 15 through Pearson. Winds are a little bit lighter right now, but they pick up and change direction a little overnight. So it'll help us stay nice and warm, but it is going to be breezy. Coming up, I'll have a full look at your long-range forecast, including some unsettled weather on the way. But right now, it is back to Michelle and Nathan.
Thank you, Jess. We turn to a Peel Police investigation into animal cruelty, and we want to warn you the details are disturbing.
A man's been arrested, accused of killing and in some cases mutilating multiple dogs. CTV's Scott Lightfoot is live in Mississauga with the story. Scott.
Nathan, police say these horrific discoveries started back in December. They continued through until last month. And on Friday, police made an arrest in this case. Now, in each incident, a member of the public discovered a discarded puppy that had either been mutilated or in one case was actually found dead. Investigators say the animals were all found in parks or green spaces in the area of Mavis and Dundas. All were between 8 and 10 weeks old. Now, investigators say the injuries to these young dogs were not consistent with injuries caused by other animals, so that is what has led them to start their investigation.
It was a complex and lengthy investigation, obviously, because it started back in December, but they were able to identify a suspect who they believed to be using an alias of Joey, using social media platforms online, and purchasing these young puppies online before causing harm to them.
So on Friday, investigators charged 43-year-old Jian Wang of Mississauga. He's now facing 12 counts related to animal cruelty. Investigators say they believe there are more puppies out there. They believe at least 8 young dogs were involved in this case. Again, 4 have been found, including that one who was deceased. Police say the other 3 dogs are receiving medical attention and are recovering. Now, police are looking to speak with anyone who may have sold Jian Wang a puppy online. They say specifically people who might have sold puppies on Kijiji. Again, he went by the name of Joey online. Investigators have set up a dedicated email address. You can find the information on our website. They're looking to speak with anyone who may have any information in this truly disturbing case. Reporting live from Mississauga, I'm Scott Lightfoot. Michelle, back to you.
Thank you, Scott. Toronto police have arrested a man wanted for stealing thousands of dollars worth of alcohol from LCBO stores. 30-year-old Luis Alberto Alonso Roman was identified and arrested on Sunday. Police allege he's been stealing from stores across the GTA since at least January. They believe he has made off with $33,000 worth of booze. Roman is charged with 53 counts of theft under $5,000.
Well, history was made at Queen's Park today.
For the first time in the province, there is a female speaker at the Ontario Legislature. It comes as leaders return, ready for a busy session ahead. CTV's Queen's Park Bureau Chief Siobhan Morris joins us live with the details. Siobhan.
Well, there was a lot of emotion here at Queen's Park on this momentous day. The newly elected Speaker, Donna Skelly, was wiping away tears in her big moment. And there were cheers in the chamber, not of history, but herstory. A roar of applause for Donna Skelly as she takes her place on the dais.
I'm so humbled that I'm the first woman in provincial history.
The first woman since the birth of Ontario to be chosen to referee debate at Queen's Park. The Hamilton MPP elected by her colleagues by secret ballot, though the Premier was emphatic about his support of Skelly. On her way into the history books, Skelly shared a hug with Jennifer French, a New Democrat who'd been running for the seat. A moment of high emotion.
It's overwhelming, you know, it really, really is.
As Speaker, Skelly is determined to turn down the temperature in the legislature.
Politics is a very, very tough sport. It's a blood sport, and especially with social media, there are a lot of attacks on our politicians. We don't need to be attacking each other in the House.
Her strategy for handling debate that gets out of hand?
Throw them out. If they're not here, they can't act up, right?
As a new legislative session begins, opposition parties say they want to work with the government on tackling Ontario's response to tariffs.
This moment calls for unity of purpose, and an all-hands-on-deck approach.
Liberals want an all-party task force.
So everyone can come to the table and sit and offer their perspective and their input into the direction we go.
From the Premier, a collaborative tone.
Let's look at where we can all work together, opposed to going back and forth against each other.
But to this point, rather than loop political rivals in on planning,
it's been more expressions of goodwill.
Doug Ford says MPPs of all stripes can come to him if they have concerns in their communities.
I'm 100% focused on these tariffs, and the foundation of our healthcare and our education and infrastructure is all about our economy.
An economy, Ford says, has to be kept strong, with U.S. President Donald Trump showing no signs of backing off tariffs for Canada. Well, tomorrow, the government lays out its agenda for the session ahead. Expect to hear a lot in the speech from the throne about tariffs, speeding up economic development, and protecting jobs. Reporting live from Queen's Park, I'm Siobhan Morris. Michelle, back to you.
Thank you, Siobhan. There are new numbers tonight that reflect the growing concern of Toronto businesses steeling themselves for the economic impacts of Trump tariffs. Many worried the hit will take its toll on supply, demand, and workers. CTV's Natalie Johnson reports.
As storefronts across the city lean into a buy local marketing campaign, new numbers confirm Toronto businesses are on edge in the face of U.S. tariffs.
Workers are worried. Toronto is deeply integrated in the North American market.
A City Hall assessment of the economic impact on local industry confirms trade barriers will significantly disrupt supply chains within Toronto. Manufacturing stands to be hit the hardest, especially food and beverage makers, auto parts makers, and medical device and pharmaceutical manufacturers. A reduced cross-border flow of goods and people will also impact Toronto's role as a transportation and logistics hub.
Tariffs are uncharted waters, very unstable time, and I think there's many balloons up trying to find what are we going to do.
The survey of more than 500 businesses found that 75% expect rising costs due to tariffs, 56% expect reduced demand, and 46% expect supply chain interruptions.
The data indicate that local businesses are bracing for the impacts of the tariffs, already using mitigation measures like cash conservation and market diversification to avoid laying off workers. For now,
31% of Toronto businesses surveyed foresee job cuts, and 31% are implementing hiring freezes.
It doesn't surprise me at all that Canadian business people, operators of businesses, owners of businesses, and their staff are worried every single day because none of us know what's going to happen tomorrow.
There's a real sense of worry.
City Hall working to understand just what the hit to Toronto trade will look like.
This is not going to go away tomorrow. It's not going to go away next year.
As the economic effects of uncertainty settle in. Natalie Johnson, CTV News.
Turning to breaking news tonight, a man in his 30s was rushed to hospital with serious injuries after being struck by a vehicle in Etobicoke. This is a look at the scene at Kipling and Horner from our CTV News chopper. The crash happened just before 5:30. Now, police say 2 vehicles were involved in the crash at the intersection, and then a pedestrian was struck by one of the vehicles. Several road closures are in place as police continue to investigate. We turn to the federal election campaign in exactly 2 weeks now until Canadians cast their ballots.
Today, the party leaders were in Quebec preparing for this week's debates and looking for votes in a province famous for making or breaking political fortunes. CTV's Colton Prale reports.
In Bombardier's Dorval headquarters, Liberal leader Mark Carney promising a new future for Canada's defence industry.
Today, defence is not only about manpower, it's about brainpower.
Carney promising to create a research bureau focused on digital defence through artificial intelligence and quantum computing, while expanding on his promise to prioritise Canadian defence companies, modernising procurement through a new centralised agency. Meanwhile, the Liberal leader also condemning members of his own party's war room.
This is totally unacceptable, to be absolutely clear. And I, on behalf of my campaign, I was unaware of this behavior, but on behalf of my campaign, I apologize for it unreservedly.
Carney making the apology after a journalist overheard staffers saying they planted "Stop the Steal" buttons at a right-leaning conference in Ottawa last week. Meanwhile, in Montreal, Conservative tough-on-crime proposals are getting tougher.
They should only come out in a box.
Pierre Poilievre said he would bring back consecutive life sentences for people convicted of multiple murders. The Supreme Court banned the practice in 2022, but Poilievre says he'll use the notwithstanding clause to block any judicial intervention on the basis of charter rights.
We will bring in the biggest crime crackdown in Canadian history to protect the constitutional charter rights of Canadians.
The Bloc pitched their own justice changes, including minimum sentences for crimes committed with a firearm and a registry of criminal organizations, while the NDP narrowed in on nursing.
Our plan is to hire 35,000 new nurses between now and 2030.
Jagmeet Singh calling for provinces to meet patient-to-nurse ratios and promising a $5,000 tax credit for nurses and personal support workers.
Singh says he plans to make healthcare a focus for all the leaders, promising to bring it up at the debates this week. Colton Prale, CTV News, Ottawa.
A look now at the latest polling numbers. A 3-day rolling sample by Nanos Research has the Liberals at close to 45%. That's up a point over the Conservatives, who sit at nearly 38%. The NDP are polling at just under 9%.
As for preferred Prime Minister, Liberal leader Mark Carney has a 16-point lead in this poll, with just under 50%. That is a gain of more than 2 points. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre dropping slightly to just over 34%. NDP leader Jagmeet Singh sitting at just over 4%.
And CTV News will have special coverage of the French language leaders debate on Wednesday, followed by the English language debate Thursday. CTV's chief political correspondent Vashi Capellos will be live in Montreal for a special edition of Power Play beginning at 5 p.m. on both days. CTV News Channel will also broadcast the English language debate.
Meanwhile, advanced voting in the federal election begins this week. Polling stations open on Friday and will remain open through the Easter long weekend from 9 in the morning until 9 at night. The location of advanced polls can be found on the voter information cards mailed out by Elections Canada or through the agency's voter information service.
In Washington, U.S. President Donald Trump hinted today he may temporarily exempt the auto industry from tariffs he's already imposed on the sector.
I'm looking at something to help some of the car companies where they're switching to parts that were made in Canada, Mexico, and other places, and they need a little bit of time because they're going to make them here, but they need a little bit of time. So I'm talking about things like that.
During a visit by El Salvador's president, Trump also said he expects to impose duties on imported pharmaceuticals in the not-too-distant future. On Friday, he announced tariff exemptions on some electronic devices, such as smartphones and computers. But the White House is still deciding whether to impose tariffs on semiconductors, a crucial component in electronic devices.
Mission accomplished. A capsule touched down in West Texas today after taking America's first all-female crew to the fringes of space.
5 women, including pop star Katy Perry, traveled more than 100 kilometers above Earth in an historic journey. CTV's John Meadowvale has the story.
And here we come. Here we go.
Never before has the world seen a group of only women climb into a capsule.
2, 1, ignition.
And blast off, headed to just past the edge of space.
Liftoff.
This, the historic scene.
New Shepard has cleared the tower.
As a fully autonomous Blue Origin rocket roared skyward. On board 6 women, including journalist Gayle King, pop star Katy Perry, and Lauren Sanchez, the fiancée of Blue Origin founder Jeff Bezos. Sanchez personally chose the other members of the crew.
Mach 1, vehicle is supersonic.
A flight that lasted nearly 11 minutes. And as they reached zero-G, King's close friend Oprah Winfrey watched with tears in her eyes.
Take us space!
From their capsule, the women could see the Earth below. Katy Perry brought a daisy, which is the name of her daughter, and they all experienced the joy of weightlessness before Perry began to sing What a Wonderful World.
They're cruising back home.
The capsule then parachuting safely back down to Earth. And as they emerged, Katy Perry kissed the ground, as did King.
And now that I've done it, I really do feel I can take on anything.
The crew hopes their trip will inspire other women.
It's about a collective energy in there. It's about us. It's about making space for future women.
Of the more than 700 people who've gone to space, only about 15% have been women, though the flight had its critics.
Is it historic that you guys are going on a ride? I mean, I think it's a bit over the top.
Perry says she plans to write a song about the experience.
And the crew have said they hope everyone gets the chance someday to go on a similar flight. John Meadowvale, CTV News, Toronto.
There were colorful festivities in Bangladesh today as thousands of people celebrated the traditional New Year. In Dhaka, people ushered in the first day of the Bengali calendar. They joined a procession organized by an art college on the Dhaka University campus. Similar celebrations and cultural events were organized in other parts of the capital and elsewhere in the country. The peaceful processions were heavily guarded by security. Bangladesh has experienced political turmoil over the past year, but a Nobel Peace Laureate now leads an interim government.
Coming up, for the first time in 20 years, the guidelines for treating childhood obesity have gotten an update. The new approach still ahead.
I'm Pat Foran. Coming up on Consumer Alert, some users of a popular tax software program have been reassessed and now owe the tax department thousands of dollars. Some users blame a glitch in the software, but Revenue Canada still wants the money. I'll have that story. That's just it.
And not a fully sunny day, but at least temperature-wise, we were pretty close to that seasonal mark and above in a number of areas, including our friends out in Sarnia, who reached 23.3 degrees today. It's warm this evening as well before a cool down settles. And coming up, I'll have a full look at your long-range forecast. And stay with us. We have another full night of great shows for you right here on CTV.
Have you done your taxes yet? The deadline for most Canadians filing as individuals is April 30th, just over 2 weeks away.
Many people use tax software to complete their taxes, but questions are being asked about one popular brand after some users have been reassessed. Pat Foran has our story on Consumer Alert. Pat.
Thanks, Nathan and Michelle. Some viewers have been contacting us saying they've had their taxes reassessed due to a problem with child care credits. They say they use TurboTax software, which some claim had a glitch, but the company says that's not the case.
We have 3 young children, so we input their childcare costs.
Jessica Medrano of Toronto has been using the popular tax software TurboTax for more than a decade. Her family recently had their taxes reassessed by the Canada Revenue Agency for the years 2021, 22, and 23. She was told she'd receive money for childcare expenses that she shouldn't have.
Very stressed out, to get all these notices with a lot. It's a significant amount that, we're being asked to pay back immediately.
The family has been told they owe more than $14,000. Medrano says she's careful doing her taxes, and that's when she noticed others complaining on Reddit, Facebook, and the TurboTax website, saying they had also been audited for the same mistake.
A number of families have received the exact same issue.
When preparing joint tax returns, some users claim there's a glitch that incorrectly calculates childcare expenses based on the income of only the lower earning spouse.
You just hit continue. The system unchecks one of the boxes.
I want TurboTax to take accountability for this error.
Andrea Avero of Bolton also had her family's taxes reassessed for the same reason. She must now pay back the CRA $10,000.
I'm angry that a program that I trusted to do my taxes to help us out got us into this mess. And $10,000 for my family is a lot of money.
CTV News reached out to TurboTax, and a spokesperson said it stands by its software and that tax information must be entered correctly.
There is nothing in our software that is a glitch, and there's nothing in there that would suggest that there's an error in terms of how we've calculated any of their refunds.
Some users feel they should be compensated as the software claims 100% accuracy.
They market their product as, taxes done right. It tells the user you can file with confidence.
And TurboTax says if customers are unhappy with their tax software, they'll be offered a refund. The company says anyone who was reassessed can also speak with their tax experts to go over their tax return again. On your side, I'm Pat Foran.
If you have a consumer story idea, email us at alert@ctv.ca.
Well, this is a lot more pleasant than taxes. Cherry blossom season is approaching here in Toronto. The High Park Nature Centre says the park's cherry blossoms are in the first stage of bloom development.
It's still too early to predict when peak bloom will happen, but it's usually between late April and early May. The event only lasts about a week and draws large crowds to the park. The blossoms were a gift from Japan's ambassador to Canada back in 1959. And it's still lovely to see, and it's another sign that, we're in the middle of spring.
Yes.
Ooh, fabulous.
We are getting there, and I know people don't love the spring snow and some of the rain, but it is necessary for all these blooms to happen. It's also a little challenging if you do live with allergies. It's probably one of those times of the year where you're just like, oh, yeah, spring is definitely here. The good news is as we head in towards the rest of the week, there is some sunshine that will be there, but we have to get through a rain event that's going to make its way through tomorrow. But overall, it really hasn't been bad, and there is still some snow on the way for parts of southern Ontario as we step in towards our evening. For our friends in Blue Mountain, they don't mind the snow. They've seen a reopening, although their season does end on April 21st. It is going to be quite beautiful. You get those last couple of rips down the hill. To be fair, I'm more of a Bunny Hill gal myself. You'll find me in the chalet sipping hot chocolate and cheering you on. But if you do want to hit the slopes, you still have a little bit of time left. And it's one of those times of year where you get the snow and a little bit of sunshine, so it's kind of nice to spend some time outside and it's not absolutely freezing. We're at 20 degrees through Windsor, 15 here in the city. We're at 15 in Ottawa, Wyerton sitting at 17. Southern Ontario really holding on to the warmth as we head in towards this part of our day. Still kind of looking at a fairly calm wind right now out of the west, and we'll see a pretty breezy southwesterly wind take over as we head into the evening and to start the day tomorrow. Sitting at 8 degrees though tonight, we should be at 3, and a lot of folks, especially around the Golden Horseshoe and into that southwestern corner, holding on to a decent amount of warmth, and we're looking at an above seasonal night for the first time in a while. Into the day tomorrow, as the system rolls through, it cools things down a little, but where we're really going to feel it is after it's gone as we head in towards Wednesday. The bulk of this really sits in northern Ontario, but as we head through the rest of our evening, we'll see it kind of rotate back around. So we had a dose of rain early on this morning from this system. As it makes its way out, and that trough, that blue dotted line, kind of makes its way across Lake Huron and Georgian Bay. For some, a little lake effect snow. For others, for us here in the GTA, it falls as rain. So as we head through the rest of our evening, it's really not that bad. Pretty light clouds out there, and temperature-wise, again, it is mild. We start the day off tomorrow, dry for the commute to work. For us, at least in the GTA, for our friends through Owen Sound down towards London and towards kind of Waterloo region and areas north of Peterborough, northwest of Peterborough, they're holding on to some wet snow and a little bit of shower activity. As we head into the late morning, we'll see some spotty showers across the GTA. We're not looking at a downpour by any means. Then the bulk of that system really does kind of hold itself just west of us. So again, Waterloo region will probably see a little bit of this as we head throughout the day tomorrow. And again, those communities along the eastern shorelands of Lake Huron and Georgian Bay. The GTA, though, as we head into the late afternoon, early evening, it's mostly just a lot of cloud cover out there. And then as we step into Wednesday, we'll see high pressure start to slowly push in some late day sunshine. And now as our sunsets are after 8 p.m., we get to enjoy it for a little bit longer. Temperature-wise, again, it's not terrible tomorrow. We're not far off the seasonal mark, but it'll be a really gusty southwesterly wind to start the day and a really breezy westerly wind as we head in towards our afternoon and evening. We step in towards your Wednesday, and after that system is gone, we feel the cooler air, so we dip a little below that seasonal mark. But we rebound just in time for Thursday with lots of sunshine. There is a little rain on the way for Good Friday, but that's all right because, again, we're waiting for those cherry blossoms. And then looking ahead to the rest of the weekend, it's not too bad. Easter Monday looking like a little bit of shower activity, but again, we need this rain for all of the blooms. That's it for your weather forecast for now. Nathan, I'll send things back over to you.
All right. Thank you, Jess.
Thanks.
Also tonight, a Caribbean getaway here in the city. The Jamaica Tourist Board celebrates 70 years promoting the island's culture, beauty, food, and warm hospitality. Canada has updated guidelines for treating children and adolescents living with obesity.
It's the first update in nearly 2 decades, and it comes with a new approach. CTV's health reporter Pauline Chan reports.
Ian Patton says he grew up with a weight issue, but back then there weren't the options we have now for treatment, and the social attitudes were also different.
So with that stigma comes, healthcare avoidance, not wanting to talk about these things. There's stigma on the treatments, right? Like people look at things like bariatric surgery or the medications as an easy way out and those sorts of things. And it's simply not the case.
Ian went through life-threatening complications before eventually getting bariatric surgery, which he considers life-saving. But access to surgery can be difficult, especially for young people, as is access to weight loss medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, or Mounjaro. New guidelines developed by Obesity Canada are aimed at opening up the conversation. The first recommendation is to share decision-making with parents, patients, and health practitioners. Obesity management should also be reframed to value quality of life and improved mental health rather than prioritizing appearance, and individualizing treatment plans.
Because it is such a complex chronic disease that, everyone's got their own drivers and factors that are influencing their obesity. So it's not going to be the same treatment for everyone.
It's been 20 years almost since we updated these guidelines, and really, it's important that we created these guidelines in 2025 for a few reasons. One is that we have growing rates of obesity in children and youth.
Dr. Sanjeev Sakalingam says 1/3 of Canadian kids aged 4 to 17 is living with obesity, and simple advice like eat less, exercise more aren't very effective.
We know obesity is genetic, and there's a strong family history. We also know that there are psychological impacts.
Patton says guidelines like these would have helped him as a child to seek and get treatment sooner. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
Toronto's new Departure Festival and Conference is announced as comedy headliner. Award-winning comedian Dave Chappelle will hit the stage next month. The 6-time Grammy winner and 5-time Emmy winner will headline the comedy portion of the festival, along with a host of Canadian comedians, including Ivan Decker and Ali Hassan at the Queen Elizabeth Theatre. Departure was formerly known as Canadian Music Week. The reinvented festival will bring together the best in music, art, tech, and comedy. Departure, hosted by Loft Entertainment, will support from Ontario Creates, runs from May 6th to 11th at various venues in Toronto.
Jamaica has been a tourist destination for Canadians for decades, and with more people looking for alternatives to American holiday locations, the Jamaican Tourist Board is reminding travelers now is as good a time as ever. CTV's Andrea Case joined us live from an event celebrating 70 years of Jamaican tourism, and Andrea getting into the island spirit.
Absolutely, Michelle. So this location at 100 Queens Quay East used to be the old LCBO liquor store. It's still here, but now there's a whole new building. Toronto Region Board of Trade has this location here, and the Jamaican Tourism Board is using it tonight for their party. I'm going to bring in Angela Bennett from the Jamaican Tourism Board. I feel like it's the Toronto Tourism Board right now. Angela, people are looking for destinations to go to. Why should they go to Jamaica?
They have to treat themselves to Jamaica. Jamaica is a destination that once you go, you know, you come alive, you feel a vibe that you don't feel anywhere else. And we are there to cater to you, to bring you back to your best self. And that's what we want to give you in Jamaica, a vibe that comes alive only in Jamaica.
So 70 years ago, we're talking about the 1950s, the Jamaican Tourism Board was founded. Why do you need a board?
The board is used to regulate and to promote Destination Jamaica across the world. So once we have a board, we're able to do proper campaigning, we're able to do air seat, airlift, we're able to put marketing promotions in the market, and all of that is managed by a board. So we need the board to be able to do all this work in the market.
Okay, so we just about survived this winter. Why would anybody want to go to Jamaica in the summer when we've got a great summer here?
Summer in Jamaica is not like Toronto, and I love Toronto. There are beautiful sights here, but when you think about warm, sunny days, warm beach waters in Jamaica, we don't have that here in Canada. And we have airlift. We have over 22,000 additional airlift going into Jamaica this summer. From Montreal to Toronto, we have it all going into Jamaica this summer. So we have the seats, we have the beds, because we have so many new products. We opened so many new hotels in Jamaica. I don't want to name all of them, but because I want you to choose.
Can't name all of them. I got to wrap her up.
All our tour operators here tonight to sell Jamaica.
Okay, thanks, Angela. I think you're doing a pretty good job selling Jamaica. Of course, Canada is an incredible country, lots of places to see here, but perhaps if you want to go somewhere else, they're saying consider Jamaica. Reporting from Queens Quay East, the Toronto Region Board of Trade, I'm Andrea Case. I'll send it back to the studio.
Now more than ever, Canadians need to know where our leaders stand. CTV News keeps you informed on the issues that hit home. This election, connect to Canada's most trusted news source, CTV News, now more than ever.
It's really bad, like we never saw it. It's like we were watching a really bad movie.
Updating our top stories, a man has been charged after Toronto police say 2 of their cars were intentionally struck by a stolen truck on Friday as it attempted to escape. Officers say 2 occupants refused to get out of the vehicle and were forcibly removed.
I always think I'm going to be blue here forever, and that's what happened today.
Vladimir Guerrero officially signed his $500 million contract extension during a news conference at Rogers Centre today. He praised the Blue Jays and said the organization is like his family. The star first baseman also insisted when the country gives you love, you've got to give love back. The team begins a home series against Atlanta tonight.
I'm so humbled that I'm the first woman in provincial history.
A special moment at Queen's Park today. Donna Skelly took her place as the first woman speaker of the Ontario legislature. The Hamilton PC MPP indicated she wants to see more civility in the House and says she won't hesitate to remove anyone who acts up.
Remember to keep up to date day and night at ctvnewstoronto.ca and by downloading the CTV News app. And if you have a news tip, photos, or video of breaking news, let us know.
Canadian and U.S. stocks rose today amid relief. Washington has exempted smartphones, computers, and other electronics from so-called reciprocal tariffs for now. Andrew Bellaby in Bloomberg has those details.
Hello there. Apple shares rose 2% today, and U.S. markets as a whole edged higher. That's after Washington suspended the biggest tariffs on electronics products. It's a major reprieve for global technology manufacturers because it heads off massive price increases for U.S. consumers. However, U.S. President Donald Trump's fentanyl tariff on electronics goods made in China is apparently still in place. However, this is the first significant softening in his trade conflict with Beijing. Auto stocks rose after Trump said he would consider moderating import duties on the sector, but he also signaled that levies are coming on semiconductors and pharmaceuticals. The Canadian dollar changed hands at 72.09 U.S. cents, down about 1/10 cent. West Texas Intermediate oil was at $61.05 U.S. a barrel, up 15 cents. Our latest fix on Western Canadian Select oil, $50.91 U.S. a barrel, up $1.23. And the TSX Composite ended at 23,866.53, up just under 279 points. That's the latest in business. I'm Andrew Bell of BNN Bloomberg.
The Business Report is brought to you by Canadian Western Bank, the bank built for business.
To sports, the Toronto Raptors cleared out their lockers today after what was an up-and-down season for the team. They finished 11th in the Eastern Conference, but the players say better days are ahead.
Being with these guys every single day this season and seeing the progress that we made each and every single game, seeing people get better day in, day out, seeing how close we are, it just makes me super excited. I think if you seen my face last year, throughout this time, I don't think I was probably looking the right way. But, you know, I'm pretty excited for what this team holds and what we're going to grow into.
Hopefully, even over the summertime, we'll get some time in together, like where we have everybody on the court together, kind of get that kick started. But I think I'm happy with where we're heading, and it's trending in the right direction. Now it's just about going out there and getting it.
He's getting a great Toronto played their last game of the season yesterday. They lost 125-118 to the San Antonio Spurs. The Raptors have secured the 7th spot in the draft lottery and will have a 7.5% chance of landing the first overall pick.
Meanwhile, fans will pack Maple Leaf Square when the quest for the Stanley Cup begins this week. But they'll have to download an app to secure a pass for the tailgate outside Scotiabank Arena. The Buzz have clinched a playoff spot with 2 games to go in the regular season. If they remain in the top spot in the Atlantic Division, Toronto will play the Senators in round 1. The playoffs get underway on Saturday.
Been at the under 18 level at 2 tournaments. Chance here for Canada. Bar down. A beautiful goal by Kristen O'Neill for her 2nd of the game.
Canada returned to the win column today at the Women's World Hockey Championship. Kristen O'Neill and Marie-Philippe Poulin each scored twice in a 7-1 win over host Czechia. The Canadians finished 2nd in Pool A with a 3-1 record. They will face either Japan or Germany in the quarterfinals.
In Japan, the 2 torches that will carry the Olympic flame for the 2026 Winter Games and Paralympics were unveiled. Made from recycled aluminum, the surface of each torch is intended to reflect the landscape it will cross during its relay. A parallel event was held simultaneously in Milan, which will host the Games from February 6th to the 22nd. The Paralympics are in March.
Just ahead, you won't be blue wearing this diamond. The rare gemstone rooted in royalty is going up for auction. After the break, we'll tell you who it belonged to and how much it could fetch.
Tonight, a milestone mission.
1, 2, 3, take up space!
The gravity-defying flight that put 6 women, including Katy Perry, in a historic space. Later on CTV National News.
And a reminder, the CTV News at 6 podcast is available as a download every weeknight. And a special What's Up to those of you listening to the newscast live on News Talk 1010.
Get Toronto's top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV. Now more than ever, Canadians need to know where our leaders stand. Tariffs, job security, sovereignty, an election like never before. Now more than ever, CTV News delivers a Canadian voice with perspective that cuts through the clutter, focusing on the stories that affect us all, connecting you to Canada's most trusted news, wherever you are. CTV News, now more than ever.
Finally tonight, it was once owned by Indian royalty and has remained unchanged for more than 100 years.
Now a rare and vivid blue diamond is going up for auction. This historic blue diamond was on display at Christie's in New York and is set to be sold in Geneva next month. Auctioneers say this 23.24 carat diamond could fetch up to $50 million. They say it was once owned by the Maharaja of Indore and came from a mine in south central India, which produced some of the most famous diamonds in the world, including the Hope Diamond, which is at the Smithsonian.
I'm just saying my favorite color is blue. My birthday's in August.
Okay.
But you can't wear a diamond that's that big.
If I spend that much money on anything, which I obviously don't have, I'm wearing it every day.
With a security guard
of course.
at every turn.
But if you want to wear your diamonds outside, I guess if you want to wait till maybe Thursday, it's probably the nicer day this week. But we are holding on to a very seasonal forecast for the most part. Wednesday, it is going to cool down after the rain makes its way through tomorrow, but we are looking at a very spring-like forecast as we step in towards what's going to be a busy weekend. Some active weather early on moved out, and we saw a little late-day sunshine right now. Just a little cloud cover out there, but it's still warm. We're at 15 here in the city, 20 in Windsor, 18 in London, 15 in Ottawa. As we head into the day tomorrow, the beginnings of a cool down take place. We'll drop down to 10 degrees, so just shy of seasonal. Really cool as we head in towards our Wednesday, but you know what? We rebound just in time for Thursday with beautiful sunshine, a little rain on the way for the weekend, but I'm excited for all the blooms that are going to come after all this April rain.
Oh, yes, they will come eventually. Thank you, Jess. That's it for us, but be sure to join Omar Sachedina tonight at 11 for CTV National News, followed by Zoraida Allman with your next local newscast at 11:30.
In the meantime, our coverage continues anytime on CP24 and at ctvnewstoronto.ca.
For Jessica Smith and the whole team here at CTV News, thanks for watching and have a great night.